welcome to day 4. Today's all about moving your body. We know that moving the body is essential. Every cell is better nourished through physical activity. Whether in a wheelchair, on a bike or a walk, any movement is better than no movement. How to incorporate movement in our daily life? You want to focus on becoming a sunwise warrior. You have the term weekend warrior. Let's become sunwise warriors. Get up, do it the first thing in the day. Always do the most important things first time in the day. So what about if it's dark and cold outside? Well, you want to have lights. You want to have lights. You can get some really good lights off eBay, cheap Chinese stuff. It works really good these days, 30, 50 bucks, high power, 1,000 lumen. If it's cold, just get some proper cycling kit. If there's cyclists in your neighbourhood, then you can do it too, definitely. Clothing, winter clothing and lights. Should I eat or drink first when you wake up to be a sunwise warrior? Like I always say, have a cup of water, a piece of fruit, hit the door, get out there. Always have a cup of water and a piece of fruit in your stomach, and then go. Go to yoga, go to run, go to bike ride, whatever. Have something first, a cup of water, piece of fruit, done. So if you become a sunrise warrior and get up at like 5 a.m, 6 a.m, 4:30 a.m, whatever, you're going to be tired the rest of the day. Maybe the first few days, but your body will quickly adjust. Your rhythms will start to get in the habit of that, and you'll just start to unwind at night time a lot easier, and you get up a lot earlier. So maybe the first week's the hardest one, but just push through it. Become a sunwise warrior. So walk, roll or wiggle. Do what you can do. You've got to start where you're at. If you can't walk, roll on the bike. If you can't roll, walk. If you can't walk or roll, wiggle. Just get on the body and get on the ground and move your body. It's just about getting the lymphatic system going. So if you might not have legs, you might not have arms, you might have both legs and arms. Depends on where you're at. You've got to start where you're at. Do what you can do. You might be able to ride, you might be able to wiggle on the ground, you might be able to walk, you might be able to run. Whatever you can do, start doing that and start where you're at. A big tip is to talk test. So if you'll wake up early in the morning, and the reason why we do things early in the morning, so it's just done, it's out of the way, because otherwise life distracts us, things come in our play. So do it first thing in the morning, got that sorted. Talk test, how hard you go. Go hard and enough that you can still talk. If you can't talk, you're going too hard. You don't need to do intensity. You don't need to do intensity to start with. After a few years or a year or something, you can throw a bit in, but at the start, don't push yourself that hard. Just get out there and talk. Be consistent in daily, weekly activities. Talk test. If you can talk, you're going to the right place. Powerful tip is only add 10% of your volume each week. What does that mean? If you do a mile of walking this week, do 1.1 miles next week. If you do 100 miles on your bike, you do 110 miles next week. Increment gradually lets the body absorb the training if you do it long term. Look at over a year. Your volume increase will be huge, but just add 10% a week, and that's a lot. Might not seem much at the start, but it will be long term. Do it. Train through pain. What should you do? Never take painkillers to train through an injury. If you have a sore knee, a sore hip, something like that, stop, work out what the problem is. If you're a runner, cross-train with cycling. If you're a cyclist and got a niggle, do some more stretching. Never take painkillers to train for an injury, ever. So welcome to fat-burning clothing. Did you know some clothing can make you fat and some can make you fit? What does that mean? Some clothing makes your posture like that, like a handbag, or you get stress fractions from wearing heels. So you always want to have clothing that supports your fitness goals, and then that will support your fat-burning goals. Focus on fitness clothing versus pure fashion clothing. What is the best clothing to wear? Just light shorts, a light type of light singlet. The lighter, the better. The more you can move your body, the fitter you're going to be. You want to have clothing that helps you. Lightweight clothing. So fat-burning clothing, some people say it's expensive to buy sports clothing. Well, you can come to the thrift store. You thrift store shopping, get some bargains going to last. You can have a new outfit every week almost. And then when you don't want it, go back to the thrift store, give it back, and then swap it up something else. Easy done. A common question that gets, Harley, but I'm not fit enough to wear fitness clothing. Well, you're never going to get fit with an attitude like that. You've got to wear the fitness uniform, sports clothing. Clothing that allows freedom of body movement. You never, ever, ever reach your fitness, weight loss, aesthetic health goals if you always wear fashion clothing. Make your fitness clothing your fashion clothing, alright? You're fit enough, it doesn't matter. It's all about wearing the right stuff. Wear the fitness uniform. If you want to get fitter, you've got to wear the right clothing, period. So today's mission is footwear. We want to get rid of footwear that hinders your performance. How you connect to the earth, how you connect to your bicycle is key. You only want to own or wear footwear that lets you feel fast and fit. So get rid of all your fashion footwear, and change it over to functional footwear if you want to be a fitter person. Part of today's mission is I want you to get a new pair of footwear, a new pair of shoes. I'll put a little list down below what you can get. You might be able to find a pair of lightly used ones on eBay if you're on a budget. But definitely pick from this list down below. These are fantastic shoes. They'll serve you well for many years. So you want to have running specific socks. What does that mean? Socks that don't cause extra blisters. So you don't want to have like a really rough sock. Go to a running store and say, what running socks do you recommend? And get them. They're going to last you quite a long time. My running socks last me about 3 to 4 years just for one pair. And I rotate a few, but running socks definitely make a difference. When you're buying your shoes, you're always going to go a little bit bigger than too small because your feet can expand, especially as you get fitter, your feet can grow, get stronger. So you're going to have shoes that are a little bit bigger than too small. And that way it allows for better foot movement, better blood flow. That's the end of day 4. Tomorrow, attacking your goals, day 5. We'll see you then.